Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a reading on messages from Spirit, or comforting messages from Spirit, and what you need to hear right now. And we have 3 piles to choose from. So we have pile 1 with this card here. We're going to be using the imagery for you to be able to choose. And we have pile 2. And lastly, we have pile 3. Now, as always, feel free to pause the video if you need to choose which one you're most drawn to. And feel free, if you're drawn to more than one card or more than one pile, then feel free to listen to more than one reading if you want to as well, as you can accept as much guidance and messages as you want to. But with that being said, I will see you in your reading. Hi there, pile 1. So as I was setting up to do your reading and getting things ready, as I was tapping into your energy, I was being drawn to this particular crystal that I have, which is citrine. So there may be something about your solar plexus and feeling like your energy is maybe a little bit all over the place. You may be lacking in confidence at the moment, whether it be confidence on how to deal with this situation or confidence in yourself and your self-worth as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that up there for you while we take a look at your card, because you've picked the Tears of Joy and Sadness card, and this talks about the duality between having those good experiences and the bad experiences, and practicing discernment as to what we focus on. Because if it feels like you've gone through something recently, or something that is still affecting you, which would have been quite painful and quite difficult to deal with, it could be any kind of loss or bereavement. But there's something about being able to find the joy in your life again, and really finding, not so much about finding, but reconnecting with who you are and finding that spark of joy. Because when we look at this card, you can see, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but you can see in her reflection how upset she is. Even though she's holding up this cup of emotions, she's overflowing, but not with abundance and happiness. It's overflowing with grief and sadness, and really being able to sit with that. Because some things we can't go over them or under them or around them. We have to go through them to be able to grow and integrate it. And it always makes me think of when we see how children process their emotions. When we're young, we aren't inhibited by how society thinks that we should behave or how we should process our emotions, whether they are positive or negative. When we're a child, we feel them wholly and completely through our bodies, or throughout our bodies, I should say. And you can really see that if you have any young children around you, or know anyone with young children, you'll see from the pure joy of something going right and the enjoyment of just being in the moment, through to tantrums. And because when we have tantrums as children, or when we get upset, it's not just something that we feel and keep inside ourselves. It's something that we embody as well. And you'll see that tenseness and the full range of emotion flowing through their entirety. It's not just a small part of them that they try and hide, because there isn't any shame about it at that age. And it feels really important for you as well to be able to do this, or it's something that you're going through at the moment, and just allowing yourself to really experience it, because by experiencing it, it's going to free up your energy. If you're struggling with, even if you're struggling with depression, it doesn't have to be a loss of some kind. Well, I say a loss, but I mean an external loss. It can be a loss of the self as well, because when we're struggling with depression, it mutes everything. It mutes all of our emotions, and it makes it really difficult to be able to see the good in life. So that's what it really feels like you're going through at the moment. There is some kind of external loss or loss of self that you are processing, and it's just kind of a reminder. If you have any citrine, you may find it really helpful to keep on you or around you at the moment, because it's going to help you to tap into that self energy again, because that all flows through our solar plexus. So I'm going to, hopefully that will indicate whether this is resonating for you. I'm going to pop that card up there, and we're going to get into the tarot to see what it is, get a bit more about what it is that Spirit wants to say to you about this. And then we're going to get some oracle right at the end as well, just for messages from Spirit. But while I'm shuffling these, I'd just like to take the opportunity to thank you for being here, and for watching. I hope that this helps, and obviously if you feel like doing so and it's resonating, then please feel free to comment or give the video a like, or even subscribe if you haven't done so already, because it all helps. It helps me to know what it is that what readings you want, and kind of get feedback on it as well, as I kind of experiment and see. But it's been a while since we've done one of these, so let's get into it. So Spirit, what do my pile ones need to know about this? What do you want to talk about in regards to this situation, please, Spirit? We have the Page of Swords and the 10 of Wands. Yeah, by putting down some of your emotional burdens, you're going to start to find clarity. But there is a need for rest, and if there are things that you're able to delegate to someone else, then it's time to do so. You don't need to be piling everything on top of yourself right now with what you're processing and going through. There's a need to rest, to put down things that aren't serving you or that you don't feel completely capable of doing. We have this tendency to kind of muddle through, and it's almost like we don't want to be perceived as needing help, because we can see it as being weak, or and I know it's scary to be vulnerable and to actually say, you know what, I'm not coping and I need help with this. But if you can do that, start to try and make some more space for yourself, because by putting these things down and not putting so much pressure on yourself, to perform like you normally would if you weren't going through this difficult situation. It's going to allow you the space for that true essence part of yourself to come through, and it's going to allow you to find some mental clarity about the situation or see it differently in some way. Because this sword, this page of swords here, it's not just about cutting things out and making space, but there's also an element of knowledge with it as well, and clarity that can come forwards, because the pages are the messengers. So it's allowing your insight and intuition to come through, because you're going to free up that mental space if you were to do that. Because when we're struggling with depression or low moods and things like that, it's very difficult to have that internal space, to have that internal dialogue with ourselves, and to really, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but it is about making that space to just be, and that feels really important for you right now. What else, please, Spirit? What else do my pile ones need to know about this situation? Yeah, the Strength card. You are so much stronger than what you realise, and you don't need to separate your intellect from your base instincts and core emotions. It's about sitting with that duality and being able to hold space for both quite equally. And I love this card, because although she's causing destruction behind her with her wand, you can see the mayhem that's going to ensue there with the tornado that she's creating. But she's accepting and offering kindness to this lion, which represents the more base instincts and energies and emotions that we go through. So it's okay. It's almost kind of, with this, it's giving me sort of like a tower energy. It's okay to tear things down that don't serve you anymore, but treat yourself with kindness and compassion, and have the courage to be true to yourself right now, because that's going to really support you in this. And what else, please, Spirit? Yeah, Seven of Pentacles. It's going to take time. It's a matter of sowing the seeds now, and which you may have already done by beginning to make this space and acknowledging where you need help, and that it's okay to start to be vulnerable with people about this, because it's okay to not be okay. We don't have to justify our emotions and how we're feeling, because we all process things differently. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. We're all individuals having an individual experience, although we have a lot of similarities in the types of life experiences that we can have. And because at the end of the day, we all go through the same stages of life, so there are similarities there, but we're all as unique and individual as our fingerprints. We aren't designed to be exactly the same. So if you're processing things differently to what someone else is, that's completely okay. There is nothing wrong with that in the slightest. And I don't know why it feels important to say this, but don't let anyone shame you for how you're feeling. Don't let anyone... I don't channel things that are abusive situations or anything like that, but sometimes we can feel kind of gaslighted, even if somebody doesn't mean to. They don't realise the impact that their words are having. But it's okay to actually tell them, like, that it's not okay, it's not sitting right with you, and that you're finding it upsetting if they speak to you like that, or you'd appreciate them not to speak to you like that, to set your boundaries. But there's something that you're already doing or have done which is going to help lead to your healing, and it's going to really allow you to step into your true authentic self and reconnect with yourself. It's just a matter of time and tending to that. It's making me think of starting a self-care practice and just kind of keeping on top of that, because self-care isn't something that we can just do once and then go, oh, it's done, and then walk away. It's something that we need to maintain and keep tending to and growing, which is what this is making me think of here, where she's checking on the grapevines that she's been growing. Because you aren't alone, you're being supported through your spirit team, guides, guardian angels. You aren't on your own through any of this. What else, please, Spirit? What else do my pile ones need to know about this situation, please? This one wanted to come out. So we also have King of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. This feels kind of like a lineal kind of thing. Like these are the steps that you're going through. And by continuing with your self-care practice, you're going to feel more stable and abundant in life, and having that mastery over what's going on in your life. There's going to be a real sense of, both of these cards speak of stability. The King of Pentacles, he's someone who has already been through all of the struggles and trials of life and really knows how to have that grounded, stable abundance. And with the Four of Wands coming out as well, that's, to me, is all about building a home and family life and having that community around you. So these are things that you're working towards by continuing with your self-care and coming through this, rather than, as I said earlier, rather than trying to avoid it, you're going through it. And by doing so, it may take a little bit of time, but it's really leading to some financial and material stability that's going to allow you to find your happiness again. So I think that's all that I have for you on the tarot. So we're going to get some additional messages from Spirit for you. And I'm going to ask for messages that are either uplifting or encouraging for you, because I think that that's going to support you the most right now. So Spirit, what uplifting messages do you have for my pile ones, please? What would support them right now? Oop. Well, that one wanted to jump out, which was Ascension. So your soul is evolving to higher states of consciousness. You are ready for this. That feels like it needs to go down this end. Excuse me. And we also have guidance. You are not alone. You are guided by masters and teachers of the highest realms. And Blue Flame. connect to the blue flame, which is the light of pure love within you. Yeah, there's something really important for you right now about connecting with your own sense of, I know we've spoken about self-care, but also that compassion and love for yourself as well, self-love. And trust the intuition and guidance that you're getting, because you're going to emerge a different person on the other side. So although it may be hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and things may feel quite dark at the moment, there's a saying that or a quote that I recently read, and it was something to do with, if you can't see the light outside of yourself for guidance, then look within, because you might be the light. It's I haven't got it perfect word on word, but it was something along those lines, and it's making me think of this saying in your situation. So if you're struggling to find that outside of yourself, look to yourself for the guidance and really following your intuition and that light, because although you may not be able to see it outside of yourself, it could be you who you need more than anything else, which is quite often the case. So I really hope that this has been helpful for you, Pile 1. Thank you ever so much for letting me read for you. Thank you to your spirit teams and guides. And so this is where I'm going to leave your reading, and I hope that you will come back and see me again soon. You can support me by liking, commenting, subscribing to my channel. You can also find Leonyx Tarot on Facebook and Instagram, and I hope that you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. So this is your reading if you chose Affirmation for Acceptance. And this card, there's a situation that you aren't fully accepting. The guidebook talks about making, there's an action step in the guidebook, and it talks about making a list of things in your life that you aren't happy with, that you have control over, that you can change. And then once you've made that list, you then write down action steps that you can take to change those things, so that you can alter the situation to your liking. And then you can also make a list of things that you don't like but can't change, and then look at ways of how to accept that. But in a reading, it talks about there being a situation that you aren't willing to accept, or you aren't willing to really, it feels like you aren't really ready to really look at it either. Almost like you're trying to sweep it under the rug and not acknowledge it in some way. But so I think it's going to be something about that, and I need to start to accept the situation in some way. But we're going to pull some tarot on it. And I'll see if there's anything else that comes through about the card and the situation. Because the situation is fated. It's... oh... There's something important about it. Might be a soul contract that you're going through. It may be that there's something that there is there for you to learn from. It might not be a pleasant teaching. I'm not saying that it will be. Quite often it isn't. But there is something about being able to grow through the situation. If it's something that, because it feels like it's something that you won't be able to change, even though you want to. And it's about accepting things for what is, so that you're in the moment, rather than looking to the past, which can make us depressed, thinking about what was, or looking to the future that can make us anxious. There's a need to be present in the moment and just allow things to unfold as they are. Because some situations, especially if it's something like a relationship, because it involves someone else's free will, we can't control, or shouldn't even want to try to control, how someone acts or behaves or what they do. If something really isn't working, then it's time to walk away. But yeah, so we're going to get some tarot on this. And I just want to take the opportunity while I'm shuffling to thank you for being here. If you're enjoying this, or it's resonating, I'd love it if you gave this video a like, or commented down below to tell me how it's resonating. And it all helps the channel to grow as well. So you are always appreciated when you pop by and see me. And obviously, if you want to, feel free to subscribe as well if you haven't already. So let's get some tarot on this. And so, Spirit, what does pile 2 need to know about this situation? What do they need to know, please, Spirit? We have the 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, that makes complete sense. It's time to let go. Let go of the outcome. Let go of the situation. Just let things be. Despite how you may not want to look at it, because even in this card, he's sitting on the chest. He's not looking at what he's got in there, what he's holding on to. He's just kind of trying to sit on it, protect it, ignore that it's there in a way, and not really look at it. And that may be what you're doing as well, pile 2. Not wanting to look at the situation or acknowledge that it's time to move on from it. What else, please, Spirit? What else do my pile 2s need to know about this, please? Yep, and the 10 of Wands. It's time to rest, time to put things down. And if you're putting in all of the effort, because this is making me think of like a relationship dynamic, that's how the energy feels when one person has already walked away emotionally and checked out, and the other person is putting in all the effort and trying to hold on to it, not wanting to let go of it, not wanting to acknowledge that it's over. And it's exhausting. If you're the one carrying everything and putting in all the effort, sending all the messages, arranging all the dates, and doing literally everything you can to keep it going, it's not a healthy dynamic. It's not serving you. It's just going to drain you. And it's time to take a step back and give that person space to see how they react, because their behaviour is going to show you everything you need to know. So what else, please, Spirit? Yeah, it's time to take that leap of faith and to move forwards and to trust that there is better out there for you, that you're going to be caught. Spirit is going to catch you. There's nothing to be afraid of. You don't need to stay in that scarcity mentality of thinking that there isn't anyone else out there better for you, or anyone else that can make you feel like this person did in the beginning. Sometimes things just run their course, and there isn't anything that we can do to go back in time to fix anything. And because even if you still want to fix the relationship and build bridges. If the other person doesn't, you can't build a house without a solid foundation. So this is all about allowing yourself to take that leap of faith to move forwards and move on to something new. And it doesn't mean that you have to jump into another relationship straight away. It's just about rebuilding the relationship with yourself and trusting in yourself and your own intuition, because we can start to question our own judgment as well. Once we've been in an unhealthy dynamic like this for too long, then we start to question our own ability to be able to pick a partner and things like that. Obviously this can relate to a work situation as well, if it isn't right for you. But it really does feel like a relationship dynamic in this reading. What else, please, Spirit? What else do my pile twos need to know about this situation, please? Yeah, King of Cups. This is all about mastering your emotions, and the King of Cups can be a little bit aloof. He kind of like, he lives on his little island and doesn't necessarily want to connect with other people that much. He's quite content on his own, but this feels like this is what you need at the moment. You need that time apart and that time on your own to really intuitively reconnect with yourself and your emotions, and to be able to master your emotions again, and to really step into that power and that energy for yourself. You're not going to be truly alone, because you've always got your angels and spirit team and guides around you. But there is something really important about taking that leap of faith and filling your own cup for a while, because it's going to put you in that magnetic place of pulling people to you who are going to be more aligned with you as well. And what else, please, Spirit? What else do my pile twos need to know? Eight of Wands. Yeah, it's going to speed everything up and bring in any communication or anything that you need. There may be a moment where things feel like they're going quite quickly and everything's sort of falling into place, but you don't feel like you have full control over the situation. And it's because Spirit's taking the wheel and putting everything into place for you. What else, please, Spirit? Yeah, but it's going to lead to victory. It's as you go through this and allow yourself to move forwards, and you gain this mastery of your emotions, it brings you into alignment. And by being in alignment with your true self and higher vibrational energies, because you're going to be talking about mastering your emotions, it's not just about mastering your emotions over this situation and the end of this relationship. It's about mastering your own vibrational set point as well in relation to law of attraction. And the higher your vibrational set point, the more magnetic you are. So the happier you are and the more joyful you are, the more you're going to pull things to you, the more magnetic you're going to be. And it's going to speed everything up so that you can have this victorious outcome, whether it be a new relationship or just being around different people, being in a different situation. You may even move and be in a different city. You may get a new job, but there is something that's going to bring in that real happiness and joy to you as well, and to allow you to really share that with others and be really magnetic and just be in this state of abundance and overflowing in all aspects of life. I really love this for you. Once again, like, I know that things aren't great right now, but it is going to change in time. It's just a matter of allowing yourself that freedom to know when to walk away. So we're going to use this little oracle deck next, because I think that's all I have for you on the tarot. And we're going to see what guidance or uplifting messages Spirit has for you to navigate this situation. What messages do you have, please? Release. Release anything that keeps you from your path of authenticity, which is exactly what this situation feels like it's been doing. It's time to let go, pile 2. I know it's hard, it's not necessarily what you want to hear, but it is time to let go and to move forwards. What else? Observation. Expand your consciousness by observing the divine matrix of life. Yeah, and that can be self-observation as well. To really observe your emotions and how you feel around particular people, because the people that are good for you are going to make you feel good, make you feel happy, and the people that aren't in alignment with you and that aren't good for you on an energetic level, or just, not that they're bad people, but they just aren't aligned with you, they're going to feel draining or make you feel bad or sad in some way, or like you aren't good enough. And by observing your emotions and your inner reaction to those people and those situations, that's your guidance. By observing that, it's going to allow you to make that transition and shift a lot more easily, to know who to invest your time and energy in and who not to. And can I get one more, please, Spirit? What else for my pile 2s? What else do they need to know? What guidance? Oops. Wow, that was a lively one. Give me 1 second, guys, because that's dropped on the floor. It's trying to do an escapee on me. Where did it go? Oh no. Hold on 1 second. This is going to take me ages, I think, because I can't see where it's gone. Well, that was a little bit of a hide and seek moment, but I found it. This one is channel. You're a channel through which healing energy reaches the world. And that could quite possibly be what you end up doing, some kind of healing, and being a channel for others. That is what you're sharing with other people at the end here. But you need to go through this transition first before you go into this. And this situation is just helping you to alchemize that energy, because by healing yourself and shifting into that King of Cups mastery of your emotions kind of energy, it's going to allow you to have that experience and that knowledge to be able to help heal other people as well. So yeah, I love this for you, pile 2. I know it's not a great start and things might not be so great right now, but there are going to be some amazing things coming your way. And once you get through it, it's going to feel like it was all worth it. So thank you so much for letting me read for you, and to your guides and spirit team as well, and my guides and spirit. And if you want to support my channel, then please feel free to like, comment or subscribe if you haven't done so already. And other ways that you can support me is that you can find Leonyxtarot on Facebook and Instagram. And I hope that you will come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, my pile 3s. Welcome to your reading. So this is your reading if you chose the Accept Love card. Now, as I was tapping into your energy, rose quartz feels so important for you right now. So I had to grab this piece of raw rose quartz I have. the thing that I want to say to you the most, that's coming through the strongest, is you are worthy of love. You are lovable. And there is this, I just want to give you a massive hug, because it feels like you've been really hurt and you are really struggling to love yourself and to allow love in all its forms, whether it be from your family, your friends, and most importantly yourself. There is a real need to find that compassion and love for yourself, because it feels like at the moment, because you're struggling to love yourself and to find what's good about you, you're struggling to allow that love in from other people excuse me, as well. And I don't normally get emotional when I'm doing readings, but I feel quite choked up and emotional, where you've been really struggling, and you just, I say just, but you really need that love, and someone to just give you a big hug and to tell you that everything's going to be okay. So if no one's told you recently, pile 3, I love you, and you are worthy of love and kindness, and most of all, you are worthy of that love and kindness from yourself. So I'm going to put this here because it feels really important for that crystal to be present in your reading so that you can get that energy from it as well. You may have people around you who are trying to reach out, or there's almost a sense with this card, because of she's making a love potion in this cauldron, and so there may be it may be that you're wanting to draw in love or more love into your life, but you aren't quite sure how to go about it or how to accept it, because it has to start with you. It has to start with your own sense of self-love, your own sense of compassion and self-care. That love, first and foremost, before we can get it from someone else, it has to come from ourselves, because otherwise we're going to attract in a distorted version of love. And the more that we can love ourselves, the more authentic someone else's love is going to be, because we show other people how to love us by how we love and care for ourselves. And we don't have to be completely healed. We don't have to have everything in order and be, there's no such thing as perfect. And healing is a lifelong journey. It isn't something that happens overnight. It's not a destination. It really is a lifelong journey, and something that we constantly work on. Same as having a self-care practice. It isn't something that you can just do once and then walk away from. It's something that we keep doing repeatedly to keep topping up that self-love and self-care, which feels really important for you at the moment, because you will attract people in, but by looking for that validation outside of yourself, you need to focus on having discernment as to whether that person is being authentic or not, or whether they are just, whether intentionally or unintentionally, whether they are showing up in a distorted energy, because that distorted energy is going to reflect back to you how you're feeling about yourself. So the more you can love yourself, the more that other people can love you as well. And I know that that can feel kind of twisted, because we want to get that love and acceptance and validation from other people. But because that's kind of how society sets everything up, and social media and things like that. But if you can flip that and really begin to focus on yourself and your own self-worth and self-love, then you're going to draw it to you effortlessly, that authentic love that you're seeking. So I'm going to pop that card up there, and we're going to get some tarot on this. Hopefully you will know just from this little bit here whether this is your reading or not, and whether this resonates. And we will see what else there is for you about this situation to help support you. But I'd also, while I'm shuffling these, I'd just like to take the opportunity to thank you for being here, because I appreciate each and every one of you so much who watch my videos, because I know I'm just a baby channel at the moment. So if you want to support me in this, and so that I can keep making videos and keep growing the channel, then please give me a like or comment down below how this is resonating for you. And obviously feel free to subscribe if you haven't done so already, because then you'll be part of my notification squad and will know when my next video goes up. Oops. So one more shuffle, and then, so Spirit, what do my pile threes need to know right now about this situation? What do my pile threes need to know, please, Spirit? That's quite a lot of cards. Right, so we have Ten of Cups, the Emperor, and the Fool. Yeah, there's a real desire here to have that family. You may want to start a family. You may want to have that real sense of emotional fulfillment and connection. But there's a need to be in connection with your planning and logical side of things as well, to be able to see things from the larger perspective. It has an energy of not being able to see the wood for the trees. We can get like that if we are running around trying to find that validation externally from us, and to find that love outside of ourselves, as we were talking about earlier. And there is a need to kind of zoom out so that you can see the big picture, and see how your behaviors and how you are in that kind of relationship dynamic that will have an impact on the outcome. And because by doing so, you can plan and make those changes and shifts in how you show up in your relationships to be able to make those changes, because how we show up in our relationships dictates how people respond to us as well. And it's going to allow you to feel more free as well, to kind of start over, because then we have the Fool here, and the Fool is all about a new beginning and going on a new adventure. So this insight that you're going from zooming out, although this is what you want, and there is nothing to take that away from you at all. There is no reason why you can't have these things. It's just a matter of changing your perspective. That wasn't the word that I meant to say. And the candle's gone out. There is something about how you are seeing this and where your focus is, and being able to look at it from a bigger picture, that is going to allow you to move forwards and start afresh in some way. So let's get a little bit more about this. What else, please, Spirit? And we've got a couple of cards that want to come out. So yeah, Ace of Swords. It's that new mental beginning for you, so that you can see things differently and have that kind of... The Emperor's really wise as well, because he's already been through a lot of things and having that knowledge. But with the Ace of Swords coming out here, it's going to allow you to have that new mental clarity, and to be able to cut away anything that isn't serving you, any of those limiting beliefs that you may have that you're working through, and to really have that ability and discernment to cut out what isn't serving you, whether it be situations, relationships, beliefs, patterns and ways of being. You're going to be able to cut all of those out, and it's going to lead you to being in this Empress energy, which she's just completely and utterly fruitful and overflowing with abundance. And the Empress can also talk about fertility as well. And this is the energy that I can see you embodying once you've gone through this transformation and kind of got clear about who you are, what you want, where you're going, and what you are and aren't willing to tolerate. Because the Ace of Swords is also making me think about boundaries as well, and being able to cut those things out, as I said previously. But it's going to allow you to be authentically yourself, which is going to allow things to be magnetized to you naturally. And also with the Emperor and Empress here, they are what I would consider divine counterparts, because they are the feminine and masculine elements of that same energy. So if you are someone who associates with or believes in divine counterparts and the TF journey, then this could also be significant for you as well. I'm just going to pull one more card. What else, please, Spirit? What else, my pile threes? What else do they need to know about the situation, please? And we have the Five of Swords. So I didn't do this for the other piles, but I was also drawn to look at the bottom of the deck. And with Judgment being here, it's about that call to being your authentic self. And there is something about the way that the music is moving that kind of is making me link with the Oracle card here. It's got that kind of ebb and flow to it, and that kind of adaptability, being able to transform and adapt to situations. And I'm not quite sure where to put this one. To be able to adapt to things. But with this Five of Swords being here, you may feel quite conflicted for a while. Conflicted about whether you are on the right path or not. There may be other people, as you go through this transformation and shift into this Empress energy, there may be people externally who you would have previously looked to your validation and for that sense of worth, that may not agree with the changes that you've gone through. But you're going to be so much more grounded in yourself by this point that it's not going to bother you. You're going to continue to dance to your own music and do your own thing, because to me that is what this Judgment card is all about. It's all about dancing to your own tune, not someone else's. And that feels like, yeah, people may not quite see eye to eye with what you've decided to do and the changes that you've decided to make, but that's completely okay, and you're going to be okay with it as well, because by this point you are going to be so rooted and grounded in yourself already. It's just not going to make a difference to you in the slightest. It's just kind of going to wash over you. So we're just going to grab you some oracle cards, and these are going to be messages from Spirit of encouragement or guidance. So Spirit, what else do you want to tell the pile threes, please? We have fruition. Rest assured, your dreams and visions will come to fruition. Yeah, it's coming. It's just a matter of time. What else, please, Spirit? And we have stillness. Reflect on this moment with love, kindness, and compassion. And I love that it's come out over the top of these two as well, for starting that new journey and finding that clarity. Be compassionate with yourself when you're looking back at, or when you're looking at patterns of behavior and how you've been in relationships. If they're things that you are looking to change, be compassionate with yourself and be kind, because we can only do our best going from the information and resources that we have available to us in that moment in time. So be mindful not to judge yourself as well, pile 3, when you're going through this. What else, please, Spirit? What else, please, for pile 3s? And we have blue flame. Connect to the blue flame, which is the light of pure love within you. Yeah, I love that that's come out over the Empress. Yeah, it's all about having that self-love for yourself. As we were saying earlier when we started the reading, and the energy that you feel like you're in at the moment, it's having that connection with yourself and being able to love yourself, because then that's going to overflow and bring you into this Empress energy. It's absolutely beautiful. You are beautiful, pile 3. You have such an amazing, lovely energy to you, and you deserve all the happiness and love that life can bring you. So thank you so much for letting me read for you. This is where I'm going to leave your reading. If you want to support me in other ways other than liking, comment or subscribing, then you can also find Leonyx Tarot on Instagram and Facebook. And thank you to your spirit team, to your guides, and to you for being here and letting me read for you. It really does mean the world to me. And what else did I want to say to you? I have that you hope... Oh, fell over my words there. I hope that you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this. And, of course, I hope that you will come back and see me again soon. Until then, sending you so much love. Bye.